Do we recognise the art of food? Do we appreciate it? Do we realise how much time, effort and skill goes into creating the perfect dish? We explore one of the finest cuisines in the world, French cuisine. Here in the Périgord region lives chef Stephen Rosewell. Having worked with the Roux brothers at Le Gavroche, Prue Leith at Savile Gardens, and in the royal kitchens of Windsor Castle, Chef Rosewell has years of experience in the food world. He highlights exactly what it takes to execute the perfect French cuisine.
Cooking is always been known as an art. All the time food is evolving and food is becoming more and more refined each day that goes by. Everybody owns a restaurant, they put something on their menu which to them is a piece of art, and they would work at it just as an artist would to actually perfect it to their level. It's the achievement of being able to perform with, and we're talking about fresh ingredients, fresh food here. There is definitely an art to food. But actually to the same level that an artist would or a sculptor. Picking ingredients for any particular dish, you're looking for the best quality that you can afford. Nowadays you would look for the closeness that it's grown to your restaurant, the freshness of everything. You would look for, in qualities of fruit, firmness, ripeness, and you'd want to put the best you could afford on a plate to sell in your restaurant. We live in an area in the Périgord which is blessed with some of the greatest ingredients. We have everything from walnuts to duck. You get the best vegetables by going to the daily or the weekly market. Supermarkets, they're all right in their own level, but markets are the place to actually sort of buy your produce. We'll buy your fresh. It's so fresh, it's still alive, and it's something you probably wouldn't see in England, but you come here and the ways in which they look at and do things here is so different, but it makes it one heck of an experience. The sort of presentation can really start in many different ways, because it depends on obviously what those ingredients are. It depends how you want to actually showcase the main item on that plate of food. Now, whether that's a piece of fish, a piece of meat, a roasted vegetable, or anything that actually is going to take that centerpiece, that is when it's first presented to the table, that is what is actually going to make that person say, wow, and that's what you want. You want the wow factor. So plating it up is just as important as actually the preparation of it, the cooking of it. You want that customer to see exactly what the chef has seen when he's put everything on the plate, whether it's a stack of food, whether it's a layered food. You want that customer to see that same thing. Now, if that person, hasn't got that mentality to think, I can see why it's been done like that, to show off every ingredient, to show off every layer, then okay, maybe you're never going to educate those people. But to the person who can say, yes, I can see exactly, what that's all about, it makes me want to eat it even more. So, you're dealing with two different types of people. The person who's not only going to order something because they just want to be fed there and then, but also the person that's ordered something and actually wants to know more about what they're eating. Veganism, vegetarianism, it is enormous. It will probably continue to be that way for some years to come. I thought at first it was a kind of like a bit of a fad, a bit of a fashion thing to follow, but it seems here to stay. The challenges for a chef are to come up and create dishes that actually look the same as if it had meat in it. There should be as much effort put into, with anything that actually now comes under that bracket. They're no different, they just want an alternative. The challenge is there, and it's for the chefs to pick it up and go with that challenge, to keep those people interested. If somebody is going to pass any comment on a plate of food, it can be taken as a critique, or it can be taken as the appreciation. Attention to detail and what the eye sees first actually tells you whether you're going to enjoy this or whether you're not. So critiquing is very much a personal thing. Appreciating a plate of food is something that it comes up and sits in front of you, and you can appreciate, one, the work that's gone into that, two, the people that have had to actually get involved to bring that plate of food to you, then the appreciation of what has gone into creating that plate of food is the most important thing. French cookery has always been a classical version of cooking. It's always contained dishes that will always be there. Every cookbook you pick up, there'll be some association linked to French cookery. Even from a pastry, there will be a French touch to it. Whereas you probably can't say that about English cookery. French cookery probably will never die, because the top 5 classical dishes in France have always been there and will always be there. You couldn't say that in England. Family in France is a huge thing, and their whole ethos around food, it's a double F syndrome. It comes with food and it comes with family, and those two things together are what the French people are about. There is a massive lesson that could be learnt from France. There's a big fuss made about sitting down with a family and having their meals. Very few people in England do that because the pace of life is obviously much, much faster. But in saying that, going back to values of where, you know, you sat around a table, you had conversation, people didn't use their phones, you know, then the appreciation of food, the consideration of the food isn't just a fuel, it's something that you've come out to enjoy more. At the end of the day, what you've done is actually to break that chain and bring in a new side to, you know, what ordinarily you might eat. And what you might eat can make a big difference in what you feel and how you feel about yourself.
It seems like taking time to enjoy the art of food as well as family time could be the way forward for many of us. The French way of living, cooking and eating is not only through their eyes but also with their heart.